Which Blues player would you let your daughter date if she was of age?
Parenko, for sure.
He seems to win that a lot.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Which Blues player pays attention to you the most?
Pays attention to me the most. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd probably have to say Tyler Bozak.
Okay. I thought it was going to be Perron. Perron told
Well, him too. He pays attention a lot too.
He told a great story about 2 weeks ago. He says, you were yelling at everybody during a power play drill, and you looked at Perron, and Perron said, "You're right."
Yeah, he's great. We work well together. You know, we have a good relationship.
Which Blues player pays attention the least?
I'd have to say some young guy. I'm not going to pick one of them, but we've got a few on our team. Young guys are always like that. They're not quite focused in on what the coach is saying, or in a video session. I don't think they pay as much attention. That's just becoming a pro. They learn. They're good though. They're good guys, and they want to learn. But just as a young guy, it's always normal.
All right, two-part question on restaurants. Your favorite place to eat?
Well, I'd have to say Paul Mano's is right up there for sure. I like, I know Paul personally, and I really like the food there, so I go there quite a bit.
Favorite place to have a beer?
Well, probably the Hive or Obie Clark's.
All right, true or false? Your first hockey coach made you fight in a tough man competition at age 16.
Yeah, he didn't make me. He asked me to. So we finished off the season there, and I was in Williams Lake, BC. And he was holding a tough man competition. I was doing a lot of boxing at the time throughout the year and stuff. Just, it helped me in my game and helped me with my confidence. And so I ended up going in it.
How did it go at age 16?
I won it. I ended up winning $1,000.
Wow, that was a lot of money back then.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah. And you're fighting against grown men, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so if you have no game during a weeknight, Blues aren't playing, you got an off night, are you watching hockey or what are you watching?
Yeah, I'm a sports fan, in general. I love baseball, football. I like, those are probably my two other sports I like the most. So, when the Cards are on, I watch playoffs and football. I'm always watching football Sundays and Thursdays and, Monday nights, but I'll always watch a hockey game. So wherever I go, I always put a hockey game on. There's always a game on. If we're playing that team the next day or, in a couple of days, I'll watch them.
Has there ever been a time, just for a split second, when you've been a head coach where you wanted to drop the gloves and you realized, wait a minute, I have a suit on?
I actually don't get that worked up about it anymore. When I was first started coaching, there was times where I thought about getting out there and grabbing somebody, but I'm really, I've calmed down a lot in that way, and I understand that's the players' department. They can handle all that, and they do. I try to stay out of all that and try not to get too emotional.
Why don't you think more enforcers have been given head coaching jobs? Because you guys are the ultimate team men. You're always protecting your teammates. Why not more?
I'm not sure a lot of them got into coaching, to be honest with you. I think it depends on if that's what you wanted to do or, after you're done your career. And I just don't find that there's a lot of them that really wanted to become coaches.
One guy protecting your family, Kelly Chase or Tony Twist?
Both of them. Either one's fine.
Who was the one guy, and I know you're willing to go with anybody, but in your prime, who was the one guy you preferred, I'd rather not fight him?
Well, I think Joey Kosher really, and Tony Twist too. Both of them, I believe, come to mind because when you fought those guys, they had the ability to really hurt you with their punch, and that's really played in the back of my mind, and probably a lot of other opponents too. Those two guys really come to mind for me.
Twist was really scary in his prime, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and so was Joey Kosher too. Joey, I go back to junior against Joey, playing against them, and then obviously pro. They just could hurt you at any moment.
In hockey history, you could change places with one player for a day. You have his skill set. Who do you take?
Gretzky.
Why?
Well, I just think it'd be an unreal feeling to be able to do the things that he did with the puck and score goals and make plays like he did. That's and he's the best player ever.
You're 53, you're in great shape. Could you play a period?
Nope.
Could you play a shift?
Yeah.
You still got a little bit.
I could play one shift.
All right. Best single moment for you when you had the cup for a day?
I would say, being in my hometown, back home in Calahoo, I think when I went in that arena with that cup and seeing all the people there and waiting to come take a picture with it, that's a pretty special moment. Like, I live in a town of 85 people, and there's 3,000 people there lined up to come see the cup.
Wow, that's awesome. Tony La Russa was really superstitious, that if he did something one day and the team won, he would do it again. What's your most superstitious trait?
I'm not sure it's a superstition. I'm a routine guy. I really am, and I'll run with something if it's working for a while until it stops working. I won't change it. I think, whether it's lineup or maybe who starts a game or things like that, I'll run with it for a while until it doesn't work.
I know you want to pay when you go into a restaurant or a bar, but percentage of times you go into a restaurant or bar now where you don't see the check?
Too many. Yeah. I don't expect that. And this town and the people and the fans are so nice. It's an unbelievable thing.
When you got the call a year ago from Doug Armstrong, for a split second, did you think he was calling to make a move on your job too? Or just take me through that. When you hear Doug Armstrong calling you a year from now, or a year ago, what were you thinking?
Well, just not about so much what I'm thinking. I think that we knew things weren't going well and something was going to happen. And I think in the back of your mind, you're always thinking that as coaches, all of us, that, things aren't going well, something's going to change. I really feel, and I felt for Mike Yeo at the time, he's a good friend and good coach. And, as a coach and assistant coach with him, I felt like we let him down. So when you get that call, I had bad feelings about it all. But, on the other side of things, Doug hired me to do a job, and that's how I had to move forward and do a job. That my first priority was trying to get the team better, and Doug put that faith in me.
Did Mike Yeo communicate with you at all the rest of the season?
Oh yeah, I talked to Mike, yeah.
That's great. Importance of a pregame speech, is that overrated? It seems like yours are not real long, but they're really good and short.
I'm a direct guy. I don't, I find that your team's prepared before the game. They should be anyhow. You go in there and you just got to instruct a few things, that how we should do things tonight, how we should be playing, how we want to start. I'm a pretty direct guy, but I keep it short. I'm not a big long speech guy at all. I don't feel that players will, they'll tune it out. I keep it short and sweet.
Do you think because of your persona and your physicality that you intimidate players?
I don't think they should be intimidated. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that, be honest with you, I got good relationships with all my players. I think they trust me. I trust them. And that's what it's all about. I mean, they understand if they're not doing the job, I'm going to do something about it, and I'm going to say something about it. On the other side of things, when they do things well, and I reward them.
Finally, and I asked you this the other day, but it was in a group setting. Let me ask it again. Are there ever times where you look back and you say to yourself, I really can't believe what has happened in my life the last year?
I don't know. I don't think of it that way. I really look forward all the time to everything. Like, you win a game, I'm just focused on the next game. And I'm thinking about how we're going to approach that game and win that game. I take it day to day. I really do. I'm a day-to-day guy, game-to-game guy. I try to preach that to our team. I don't really look on the past too much. Listen, I'm aware of it all. Winning that Stanley Cup is a great thing, something I'll never forget in my life, or my family, or the players and the management, the city of St. Louis. It's a great thing, but I try to look forward all the time.